Hi, good morning, friends. So today we are going to discuss about an A-level topic, the relationship between the marginal product and marginal cost. And this is mostly important topic, but most of the time we will not give enough importance to this topic. Actually, it is very simple. It is based on law of diminishing marginal return to scale. Based on that, all this topic is developing. So let's see what we can able to understand from this one. So here in economics, marginal cost represents the total cost to produce one additional unit of a product or output. That means that in order to create one more additional unit, how much the cost incurred by a firm, that particular cost will be considered as a marginal cost. For example, in order to produce one more unit, what will be the additional cost? Per unit cost, we can able to say that is an average cost, isn't it? So in order to create one more additional product, how much is the additional cost that particular firm may have to pay? That particular cost will be considered as a marginal product. Then so marginal cost, in marginal product, it is an extra output generated by one additional unit of input, such as an additional worker. For example, we can able to say that marginal product is an extra output generated by. Here, by one input, you are adding one more input. How much additional output that particular input is created, that will be considered as a marginal product. So normally, marginal cost and marginal product are inversely related to one another. That means inverse relation. One increasing means another one must be falling, like that. As increases, the other will automatically decreases proportionally, and vice versa. So now we can able to explain. I will explain this relationship a little bit clear in my next slide. So let's check. So here I have given one table here. You can able to see that table. In this particular table, you can able to see first column, that is an input. Keep in mind, input is something that a raw material we are using. For example, here I am taking an example, labor. I am not using any capital for this example. I am using only a labor as an example. So by first I am adding one labor, then again I am employing one more labor, and again I am employing one more labor, and again I am employing one more labor. That is the situation. That's why initially I don't have any labor, and input one means what? I employed one labor. Input two means what? I employed one more additional labor, and input three means what? I again employed one more additional labor, and our input four means what? I again employed one more labor, like that. First, and the next column is the total product, or we can able to say that output, or we can able to say quantity. So when I employed first labor, he produces 5 units. You can able to see in the table, when I employed first unit, what happened? He produced the 5 units. You can able to see it here. Yes, very good. He produced 5 units of output. Suppose in order to for the particular employee, per day I have to pay $10. Just imagine that per day I have to pay $10. So in that case, if I spend $10 for him, he will produce a 5 unit of output. Okay, that output, okay, fine, I can manage it. When I employed additional one more unit of input, for example, one more labor I am employing. Now I have two labors. Then I have to pay how many amount of cost? My cost is how much? $20, isn't it? Why? Because one more labor for here we can able to see the cost column. One labor I am paying $10, isn't it? So first initial labor I paid $10. Then I again employed one more labor. Then that time my cost is increased to 20. But he produces 50 total hour. He produces. We can able to say total output increases by 15. Previously output was 5. Now it was 15. That means that additional product he is produced how much? 10 unit additional he produced. So that's why we will be consider that it is a marginal product. Did you got the idea? Previously you can able to see that when I employed the first labor, he additionally produced 5 units. So that's what I can say marginal product is 5. When moved from 5 to then for example I am saying that input, again I employed one more labor, the total output increased from 5 to 15. That time marginal output is increased from 5 to 10. That is a marginal product. For example, changes in output divided by changes in input. That is a formula for marginal product, isn't it? Changes in output is what? 5 divided by 1, that is equal to 5. Got it? Then the second way, when we comes that again changes in input is 1, output changes in output is how much? 10. So 10 divided by 1, that is equal to 10. So you can able to see that total product is increasing at an increasing rate. Total product is increasing at a increasing rate. So that's what we can able to see it here in the diagram. Here, this part we can able to see that this part is what? Total product, isn't it? Here you can able to see that this total product is increasing at an increasing rate. So what will happen to the marginal product? Marginal product is also increasing at an increasing rate. So that's why marginal product is also increasing at an increasing rate. You got the idea? Here you can able to say that total product is increasing at an increasing rate means what? Marginal product will also increasing at an increasing rate. Then we can able to see that when I employed third labor, we can able to understand that when I employed additional one more labor, output is increased. Yes, output is increased 15 to 17. But additionally, how much only increase? The marginal product is how much? 2 only. That means that total product is increasing, but at a diminishing rate. That is law of diminishing marginal returns to scale. We already studied. In that one, what we studied, when you employ one more and more labors, what will happen? The total productivity of that one will be falling. So that's what we are saying, that because of diminishing returns to scale, when total product is increasing at a diminishing rate, what will happen to the marginal product? Marginal product starts falling. Marginal product starts falling. Listen very clearly. Make sure that you understood that one very well. Total product is increasing at an increasing rate means what will happen? Marginal product will increase. Total product increases, but at a decreasing rate, then we can say that marginal products will start fall. Did you go to the idea? Then the same way, when we comes to the case of cost, when we comes to the case of cost, you can able to see it here. Cost curve. First, I employed one labor. Yes, that is 10. We can able to say total cost is 10. So we can able to say that marginal cost formula is what? Marginal cost formula is what? Changes in total cost divided by changes in output. So here we can able to say changes in total cost, that is 10, divided by changes in output is how much? 5. That means 10 divided by 5, that is equal to 2. Then again one more labor I employed, changes in output is 10. So that's why changes in cost by 10 divided by output by 10. So 1. Marginal cost is 1. Then we can able to see that changes in output is just only how much? 2. But changes in cost is still 10. So 10 divided by 2, that is 5. Then changes in output is just 1 only. So changes in cost is 10. So 10 divided by 1, that is equal to 10. So here you can able to see the relationship here. Total cost is increasing at a decreasing rate. In this first 2 units, we can able to say total cost is increasing. Total cost is increasing and decreasing rate. Total cost is increasing at a decreasing rate. What will happen? Marginal cost starts falling. Marginal cost starts falling. When cost is increasing at an increasing rate, what will happen? Marginal cost will increase at an increasing rate. Understood? Here, listen very clear. Cost is increasing at a decreasing rate. What will happen? Decreasing marginal cost. Marginal cost will start falling. Okay. Then cost increasing and increasing rate. Cost increasing at a increasing rate. What will happen? Marginal cost increasing. Marginal cost will start increasing. Okay. Very clear. Cost is increasing at a decreasing rate. Marginal cost will fall. But cost is increasing at a increasing rate. Marginal cost starts increasing. Clear? So, but this is not our topic. Our topic is the relationship between here. Our topic is the relationship between marginal product and marginal cost. So, why you can able to see that initial stage, marginal productivity is increasing at an increasing rate. That means total productivity of the labor is very high. One labor, when you employ, that particular labor's productivity is very high. For example, he can able to produce more amount of output. In that situation, you can able to receive more amount of revenue. But we have to pay only $10 for him. His cost is not increasing. So that's why what happened, when output is increasing at an increasing rate, marginal cost coverage starts falling because of increasing returns to scale. When it comes to a decreasing returns to scale, we can able to see that productivity is falling. Productivity is falling. So what will happen? Your cost will increase. So this is a relationship between marginal product and marginal cost. There exists an inverse relationship. One is increasing means another one is falling. For example, marginal productivity is increasing means marginal cost will fall. Marginal productivity is decreasing means marginal cost will increase. So inverse relationship. We got the idea, like a price and quantity demanded. The same way, marginal product and marginal cost will have an inverse relationship because of law of diminishing returns to scale. So I can conclude this one like this. We can able to here I just wrote a summary of this one. You can able to understand it here. The relationship between marginal product can be attributed to the law of diminishing returns, a central concept in the field of economics. We already knows that law of diminishing returns will be considered as a central concept in the economics. The law states that as a one continues to add the resources or input to the production, when you are employing one more additional inputs to the company, the cost per unit will first decline. Per unit cost, first initial stage, what will happen? Per unit cost will decline, but then bottom out and finally starts rising again. Then we will unit cost will start falling. When it comes to the lowest level, what will happen? Again, it will start increasing. So most of the time we will stop producing at that particular point when your average cost is very low, lowest point of average cost curve. Or we can able to say that the input cost, I told you, the input to production, the cost per unit will first start declining. The bottom out, that particular point we will stop it. Finally starts rise again. For example, a company may add a new worker to its manufacturing operations. The new employee helps the firms to increase the total output and may also increases the marginal product. After too many workers have been added, however, the employees may find themselves wasting time waiting to use the tools and equipment. There is a capital is limited, isn't it? So short term, there is a more than employees are there, means what will happen? The productivity of the employees will be very low. So that means it is an additional cost to the company. Some companies and entrepreneurs will be very much care about the number of employees. They will not unnecessarily employ an additional employee. Why? Because they will try to maintain the productivity. When your productivity is high, only your average marginal cost will starts falling. Then only your company can able to gain profit. So this is the relation between the marginal cost and the marginal product. So thank you very much. So based on this, we will have a activity in the textbook that I will be discussing after some time. So thank you.